Why are they all, what is that? Yeah, it's interesting. A whole other side interest of mine is Greater Iran and its history and, its cultural anthropology and so on and so forth. And in the Indo-European languages, the word George, Gorg, means wolf. And, at the end of World War II, the domestic resistance to the Allied occupation were called the werewolves.
That's right, the werewolf. And they would hide out underground often.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, these Georges. And, in the case of George Hunt Williamson, it was just a completely fake name. His name was Mikhail Dobranovic. In any case, whether it's Van Tassel, George Adamski, George Hunt Williamson, or Billy Meyer, it's all the same very racialist, Nordic, hierarchical caste system kind of narrative. And the question I have to ask is this, that when you put, now this is going on in the 50s, these contactee things start in the 50s and go through the 60s. We know that the breakthrough in aerospace propulsion at Martin Aircraft and potentially others was also in the mid-50s, where they were saying they can roll these things off an assembly line in 3 years, right? So if Epstein and company are trying to reverse engineer this technology or breed some kind of Nordics or whatever, they're very late to the game. You see?
Well,
so it makes me wonder.
Or it's a fly trap. It's a front for, funneling in scientists for something that is actually vital and has existed for years.
Quite possible. That's definitely one interpretation is it's a fly trap. It's an entry gate. It's a beacon.
Sure.
And then they're going to be funneled somewhere, just like the remote viewing program that we were told about, the SRI Stargate program, I said it was shut down in 95, was really actually like a vestibule for a darker, deep black project that still exists, the one that, Pat Price was recruited into and killed over. So that's one possible interpretation. There's another interpretation, which is that, scummy as he is, Jeffrey Epstein, and more importantly, Robert Maxwell and his daughter were part of a rebellion against the system. And they're trying to develop strategic competence and, something approaching parity with those who are actually running the breakaway civilization. That they were fielding their own enterprise.
That's not the vibe from all of them, is that they're being used by some power structure above them, would be my instinct.
It's quite possible.
But like just the fact pattern.
I don't have a dog in the, I don't have a pony in the race,
Sure.
I don't know. But I'll tell you this, that the obsession with Atlantis is interesting in this regard, because Atlantis is a rebellion against the Olympian control system. So from the standpoint of people who want to maintain a hierarchical caste society with the devas or the Elohim or whatever at the top of it, valorizing Atlantis doesn't make very much sense. From that standpoint, to valorize Atlantis is satanic.
Yeah, you'd want it to nobody
right?
to even be thinking about.
That was the huge mistake we made that we should never make again, from that traditionalist, hierarchical, perennialist standpoint.
Yep.
So their obsession with Atlantis does suggest to me that maybe they saw themselves as being in competition. And the other thing that suggests that to me is the fact that Jeffrey Epstein is dead and Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison. So that if these people were like lower level operatives for the people actually running the show, why did they meet with such ends?
Well, I think they would because they, a bunch of other powerful people want them dead.
Quite possible.
Yeah.
Including potentially the president of the United States.
Yeah, I think there are a whole host of really powerful people that wanted Epstein dead.
Yeah.
But you also, speaking of the Nazi connection, you've uncovered, Whitley Strieber is this, really famous contactee, maybe the archetypal contactee in the 80s. He wrote Communion, of course, and he describes kind of ongoing relationship with gray aliens, just a whole host of crazy stories. He was on my podcast talking about how he has a hybrid child and stuff.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, so there you go. So
you told him that you wanted one of the chips. I don't want one of the chips.
What do you mean one of the chips?
When he was showing you the chip in his ear.
I touched it.
You can touch it. You can't. I don't think you can touch it if you want to.
I feel like 2 years.
I can give you a CT scan of it if you want that.
Is it weird if I touch it, or is it okay?
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It might be a little hot because it's been working right here.
2-3 years ago, if you had told someone,
go ahead and touch it. Don't be scared. Here. It's right under my finger now.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that is. Can you touch it?
I'll come touch you, but I want to finish this point because I feel like that's also
normal tissue.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No. I mean, there's the CT scan. There's a video of the surgeon trying to remove it, and the thing fucking moving at its own, like it's
it's going down into my earlobe. Yeah,
and it just like goes down. And I remember watching that.
I guess it went under, but that's the hard part. Then. But it disappeared again.
Exactly. It's actually moving now.
It went under.
It's on the run.
Well, it kind of is because I could see it just bright as day, and now it's I don't see it.
Am I gonna have weird effects now that I?
No, not at all.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, cool, man. I want one of those. I don't want one of those.
I was messing around.
I don't want one of those.
I don't actually want one. Yeah, I'm good.
No, thank you.
No, same. I don't, and I don't want any weird contact either. You know,
Certainly not from those folks.
No, definitely not. So what do you? Because you've talked about, you know, he had these childhood experiences, right? In like Mexico City.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not uncovering anything that he didn't put in the public domain.
But there are things he doesn't want to talk about.
That's true. So I'll tell you what Whitley Strieber doesn't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Although he's, I'm basing it on statements he's publicly made, shows he's done over the years, going back 20 years. His father was involved with military intelligence, and they're Texas Germans. So this is also relevant, okay? The Strieber family are Texas Germans, and there were a lot of Germans in the United States. This is a long, deep subject. I can't go down that rabbit hole right now. But long story short, there were a lot of Germans in the United States in the lead up to World War II who were sympathetic to the Nazis and who helped to fund the rise of the Nazis.
Yeah, there was a rumor Hitler wanted to buy a house in the Pacific Palisades because there's this brown shirt cult by this guy, Erich Schmidt or whatever, all these sort of Nazi sympathizers.
They were all over the place.
Yeah.
And they were definitely in Texas.
Yeah.
And so Strieber's father...
And,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Strieber's father was involved with military intelligence, and they enlisted him, his parents enlisted him at a summer camp at Randolph Air Force Base near their home in Texas, where Strieber alleges that he was subjected to various types of physical torture and mind control experiments, and that he was at one point taken from the summer camp at Randolph Air Force Base, which, by the way, his experiences there, he said, made him so ill that he was repeatedly absent from school as a child during a couple of years. I don't know, when he was 8 years old or something like that. And at one point, he was taken from the place, the base at Randolph Air Force, to a school for special children in Baja California. This is what he says. And this is what you don't want to talk about, where he says that they were taken to this place in Baja California, which he then, in his adulthood, went and tried to find. He drove around trying to find this mansion that they were taken to. And he says these little children were shown absolutely horrific things there, basically in some kind of dungeon. And, they were given chainsaws and various implements violence and made to believe that they were the ones who had carried out the horrific butchery that was displayed to them. And all kinds of horrific sounds were played to them in the dark. And it sounds like a precursor of MK Ultra, but involving children. The aim of which was to cause a fragmentation of the psyche and a kind of psychological dissociation that would make it possible for intelligence operatives to control a part of someone's mind that was not normally accessible to them. To compartmentalize a person's psyche and gain control over a certain backstage persona that could be activated for whatever purpose. And the other really disturbing thing in that context that Strieber recounted is that, and he left this out of Communion and out of the whole first series of books that he wrote about his close encounters, that when he encountered this gray, like sitting on top of him, like sitting astride him in a bed of a guest room in his cabin in the Catskills, as he managed to take his eyes off of her and look around the room.
He's engaging in relations
Right.
with this gray.
Right.
Okay.
And he said he's never experienced anything more exciting in his life. Like, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So he's looking around the room. He can finally like get his eyes off of being glued to this entity. And he sees all these military and intelligence people standing around.
Whoa.
In the cabin.
Whoa.
He said, I recognized one of them. He was a guy I went to school with who later joined the CIA.
Wow.
And he was standing there together with like military people with like the brass. And so clearly some of Whitley Strieber's experiences are the product of a very advanced mind control program.
Right.
Different parts of the brain have different activities.
Well, you know that, don't you?